Hello everyone, GalacticStorm here. Welcome to the show, and today it's time to review the KV-1, an infamous Tier 5 heavy tank. For this thing, it has 590 health, 450 horsepower, 34 kilometers per hour when it comes to the speed. The traverse on this thing is pretty slow, 18 degrees per second. The hull on this thing is pretty good. It's 75, 75, 70. Turret on this thing is 90, 75, 75, which is pretty good. Damage is 83 to 138. Penetration is 65, 108. Rate of fire is it's decent, 15 rounds per minute. Turret traverse is pretty slow. It's 24 degrees per second. This thing was it was made in 1938. It was saw its line in the it saw its action first in the Mannerheim line, and about 2,800 of these things were made. It was supposed to be a breakthrough spear tank, which it did pretty well. On this gun, you see the 76 millimeter Zis S or Zis 5, which is the starting gun, pretty good. Then you get the faster rate of fire on the 57 millimeter, which has less damage. Same thing with this one, but you get a lot more turret armor with it. It's 110 all around. Then there's the KV-9 with the awesome 122 millimeter U11 gun, which it packs up quite a punch, but it has a slow reload on it. And then there's the 85 millimeter, which does decently when it comes to it's like a mediocre, it's a decently well gun. And then after that you get the tanks themselves. You get the KV-1S, which is a lighter version of the KV-1, and then its sexalicious, derpalicious brother, the KV-2. And I can't wait to get it because of its derpalicious gun. The pros on this thing, from obvious, it's its armor. It can choose from 4 different guns for various gameplays. It has thick and rounded turret, and it has an excellent armor, like I said. This thing's not really a match when it comes to the lower tiers. It will laugh at the lower tiers. But at the cons on this thing, when it comes to the 122 millimeter, it has a slow reload and aim time. It's slow, non-removable. It has obvious weak spots, but it's primarily a target for the SPGs. Because of the armor of this thing is a difficult tank to kill, especially when you side scrape it with a 45 degree angle. It'll pretty much be non-penetrable, but it can be killed if you know where to hit it. I have some gameplay for you guys, and let's kick some ass with this thing. Alrighty, this is one of the first games that I had with the KV-1. I think it was my first win on this one with the KV-1. We're on Arctic region, and this match, it pretty much went upside down. Well, you'll see here in a little bit. I have the first model of the KV-1. I have the 75 millimeter on it. This thing can do quite a bit of damage. Well, it can do damage, but its accuracy on this gun was pretty bad. And unlike the other models, I'm a little bit slower compared to the others. There's Churchills, there's KV-1s, there's tank destroyers, oh my. So, I'm not really going to have that much of a chance when it comes to... Well, I can still have a chance mainly because I have the 75 millimeter armor that I have on the sides and on the front. It has an obvious hole spots like down at the lower glacis and that you can destroy or you can hit really easily. But this thing, tilted, if you have it on a side scraping or if you have it tilted at a 45 degree angle, like I said before, this thing can do pretty well. And they're already going at each other down at the other side of that mountain range over there. And as you can see, there's opposition there. There's not that much tanks on the other side, and eventually they're gonna get, well, no one really wasn't paying attention there. There's the T1 heavy, always hit the sides on the tank, beside the tracks. especially on the left hand side. You can hit like the lower glaciers and that. And there is an SU-100. Took a nice little chunk out of it, which was pretty cool. C1 heavy. I'm having a little bit of difficulty penetrating it. Wait, well, it has a fast rate of fire, but it's. And there's the KV-1. There's KV-1. There's an Alcatoso, an Alcato. I don't know how to describe it. But we're slowly going in, taking pot shots at each other one by one, and I'm pretty much into view, and I wasn't paying attention to the artillery here. The artillery is something that they would have to go after first, mainly because of my armor, my firepower. Who knows what kind of weaponry the KV-1 would have. I would presume it would be the 122mm gun. But I tried firing at this KV-1 here, but it's not really doing so well. So I try to go in, zoom in more, well, go in further, along with the T-14 and the other tanks I'm with. So I try shooting on the sides, and it's not really doing anything. Either I'm missing because of the accuracy on this gun, or because of something else. But I'm getting spotting damage with this tank. And I tried shooting at the turret, but the turret's pretty hard to penetrate. It has like 95mm. Oh wait, let me double check. Oh, it's 90mm. I'm sorry. But it's already getting creamed up, and I looked at the map and holy shit, no one is even defending that part of the base. So I told my comrades to fall back, but they're not really going to fall back. They're going to push ahead further, and I'm going to be the only one that's going to try to defend that base over there. The only people that are left are artillery, and the artillery are going to get creamed. They have to go, or pretty much they're going to get their asses kicked. And it's a long line of tank destroyers. There's low tiers on this thing, which is pretty nice. So I try to go down there as fast as I can. I'm really slow, especially when you're a heavy tank. You're going to be this slow. You can be surprised on how well they modeled after this KV-1. The KV-1, according to battle reports, it really didn't have that much. Well, it couldn't be penetrated as much, and it was a breakthrough design tank, and it really presents it well in here. And I'm telling speaking of that, I'm trying to tell the artillery to fall back. I got damaged by a Marder 38T. There's a Churchill. There's it looks like another KV-1, an M7, a Marder 38T. There we go. Here it is. You've got to be shitting me. Those things are made out of paperweight armor. There's the M7, a tier 5 medium tank. It's an autoloader too, which can be a pain in the ass. There's a Panzer IV with its top hat. It tried to run away. You pussy. So I tried to ask for help, but my team's already trying to capture the base. So I'm trying to make sure they don't capture my base and make them pay attention to me. There's a Marder 2 there, tier 3 tank destroyer, and it really didn't stand a chance. And then here comes the M7 trying to outflank me, but I have 75mm of armor on the sides of that. I ruptured his gas tank, but the Marder 38T ruptured mine, and I finished off the M7. So while they still try to pay attention to me, there's a KV-1 now, there's the Churchill, there's the Marder 38T. One of the tank destroyers got finished off there, and I hold them long enough to get the kill. And I try to shoot in, and right before that, they said, "Oh, I got killed," but it didn't even matter. I was still in play when the thing happened, so they didn't get the kill. What a troll. This was premium week. I got 85,000 when it comes to the silver, and 3,000 or 3,500 when it comes to the experience. Sharpshooter, master degree, third, Spartan, steel wall, and I really didn't do that much damage to this game, or in this game. I pretty much was I was pretty much a human meat shield, but well, except I had more steel instead of bone, flesh, etc., etc. So the only two I killed was the Marder and the M7. And look how much damage I did. I did only 428, and it still counts me. They still count me as I'm alive. So that's a huge low for them. Well, to them. But I have another gameplay that you guys might like, so let's switch to that. To finish off the KV-1 gameplay, I'm going to be doing White Park. It's a small little map, as you know, covered in buildings and hills, especially with the railroad track in the middle of the map. So, yay. But with this KV-1, I eventually got upgraded, and I have with me at this time, or at that time, the 122mm howitzer. 450 damage per minute. Well, 450 damage average. And this thing might, well, even if it shoots you, it has low penetration power, but the explosion and the splash damage will do some damage with you. So, but the drawbacks are, it's hard to reload and it's hard to aim. There's a Churchill, Grill, VK series, 2 T1 heavies, 3 KV-1s, Panzerfaust, actually 2 Panzerfausts, and M4, M7, Su-85s, but those things aren't really going to be much of a threat. So I go on the left hand side. Unlike where my other comrades had, I'm pretty much going to be alone. Most of the battle always takes on to the right hand side. And no doubt about it, it starts there and there's already tanks lighting up. Artillery gut is the first casualty, on their side at least. So I go in, I try to go into this side where the train's at, but then I didn't realize that it was already occupied. There's an M7, and right beside there's an M4. I got my tracks blown off. I repair them. He's using that 120mm howitzer, I think it's called, but it's not really going to do any good. With my armor, it's going to be like small little bitch slaps, as you can see. The M7 tries to go after me and goes for surprise butt sacks with its auto-loading cannon, and you can see how it's doing. Blew off his tracks and damaged his ammo rack, and he's still trying to get shots at me, and I'm casually reloading, and okay, screw you, I had enough of you. You annoying little mosquito. And I blew up his ammo rack with it too, so it was pretty cool. First kill. And now I'm trying to figure out where the hell is this M4 at. While I'm waiting for my ammo, or for my tracks to be repaired, I'm trying to figure out where this M4 is at, take a few random shots, but I really didn't find him at this time. So I fall back, and then I had since this guy's not really, I had the realization, since this guy's not doing anything, he's only doing little bits of damage onto me, I might as well go ahead and try to spot some of the things, or some of the enemy tanks. There's a Wolverine, there's a KV-1. I tried to make a little shot at him, but he went behind some buildings, and he went behind some cover. And a Panzerfaust with its bacon weaved armor. First a steel kill. And there's a Churchill. There's the Churchill. And it has some nice armor, but not on the sides. And oh, that was a nice little present. Merry Christmas. And there's my third kill. Wolverine's has low armor. Well, KV-1S. And then there's that pesky M4 I've been trying to get my hands on. That sneaky little bastard. Come here. And I take a shot at it, and I took a nice wallop of armor on, nice wallop of damage onto it. I tried going after him. He's trying to go after me. I tried to shoot him. I took a nice little shot at him, and he gets finished off by my teammates. So yeah. So I tried to finish. Well, this match, like, it was in the bag. It's 12-3, and I tried to go in, try to capture the base, and even try to destroy some of the enemies there, but they're too far away. I'm not going to get them in time. So eventually, after one by one, and I'm with the Ram 2 trying to get into the base, but we got the win, which was pretty cool. 3 kills and a nice little non-malicious ammo rack in the start. So that was pretty fun. This tank is really fun to be in. I thought this was going to be an overpowered tank. It is, for good reason. I got a steel wall ward, and that was pretty much it. 3 kills, and I destroyed the Churchill, I damaged the M4, destroyed the M7, and I took a steel kill with the Panzerfaust. And 43,000 gold and 1,500, well, almost 1,600 experience. And as we move on, if it moves on, I apologize, and there we go. It was pretty low too. It was around 652 or 552 damage. But let's review this tank ultimately, shall we? This tank, well, compared to the other tier 5 tanks, like the T1 Heavy, the AT2, the Churchill 1, the Churchill 3, they all have really good armor, yes, but they really don't have that much set of good armaments. The KV-1, well, it might have lower armor than the others, but this thing, oh my god, this thing has a better set of cannons than all those combined. You get, well, depending on your gameplay, you can get the 75mm Zis, you can get the 85mm, you can get the 122mm, and oh my god, like, you can only describe on what you can do with this tank. It's like an M4, but, well, it's more armored and you have a better set of guns. But this thing, I rate this thing out of 10, a 10 out of 10. This is one of the most popular tanks in World of Tanks. It can take a beating because of its armor. I mean, you can see in the gameplay, I take little damage, especially to that M4 Sherman. You have to angle this and side scrape in order to get the full potential of this armor. It can dominate easily in tier 5 and sometimes tier 6, and that says something. But you can easily, well, it pretty much loses a cutting edge when it comes to tier 6 and 7, but you can still do a phenomenal amount of damage. It can be easy prey though due to the artillery, and it's pretty slow, and it's aiming time, it's depending on some of the guns, especially the 122mm, and you can do, well, if the turning's bad, the reloads are bad depending, and yeah, that's what I think about the KV-1. So vote, rate, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I finally got some TOG 2 gameplay, but that's for another week. And I think people that are subscribed here, you are definitely gonna love this. So yeah, this is GalacticStorm, and I'm saying, keep charging, bitches.